In this chapter, Lord Krishna explains to Arjuna his basic nature and the way entire cosmos is created. Lord Almighty said, Parth, you should be filled with ever-growing love and be fully involved in me the Almighty, with devotion only towards me. When you try to acquire knowledge about me while practicing Karam Yoga, I shall explain the manner in which knowledge about my power, my godly attributes, and my being, the soul of all beings, will dawn upon you. I will explain to you the complete divine wisdom based on science. Once you acquire the knowledge, nothing remains worthy to be known anymore. Among thousands of people, only one really tries to realize me. And among those yogis, rarely one devotes himself wholeheartedly to me, understands me, and correctly and in the true sense he follows me. Earth, water, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego. My nature is divided into these 8 elements. These elements comprise my basic nature. And Arjun, apart from these, the other side of my nature, which is responsible for all living beings, is the living consciousness. Arjun, you must observe that the entire life on the cosmos is born out of the 2 sides of my nature. And I am the beginning, I am the end, and in fact, basic cause of the entire cosmos. There is no other reason for this entire creation apart from me. The entire universe is woven in me like beads in a rosary. Arjun, I grant liquidity to water, the light to the sun and the moon, the core knowledge of all Vedas, any sound in the sky, and manhood of the mankind. I am the pure smell of the earth, the energy in the fire, life in all living beings, and tapa, penance of all saints and seekers. Arjuna, I am the immortal seed of life on this earth. I am the wisdom of the wise, and I am the divinity of the divine. I am the power and ability without attachment of desire of the powerful, and in all living beings the presence of Kama as laid down in the Shastras or religion is also me. And other attributes born out of Sattvagun, Rajogun, and Tamogun are also my creations, you may say so. But in reality, neither am I present in these attributes, nor are these present in me. Attributes born out of actions of 3 gunas, Satgun, Rajgun, and Tamas, influence all living beings and leave them enamored, and therefore these living beings do not realize my presence. Because of my Maya is full of wonder and is extremely difficult to overcome. But those seekers who constantly worship me and meditate transcend above the influence of this Maya, which is illusion. The persons whose wisdom is enraptured by Maya and those with devilish attitudes and lesser of mankind engage in unworthy actions. They are ignorant and they do not worship me. There are 4 types of people who worship me. Those who perform virtuous deeds for securing worldly objects, and those who do it for coming out of crisis or dire difficulties. Thirdly, there are those who genuinely desire to know me and understand me. And finally, there are those who have attained wisdom. Among all these devotees, I am indeed very fond of wise devotee who has realized me and is indeed, he loves me and worships me. All the four kinds of devotees are commendable, but I consider that truly wise is in fact my own form. Such wise person with unflinching mind and intelligence realizes me fully. In a way, he resides in me permanently. The person who practices yoga for many births realizes the core wisdom in the last one and gains the understanding that whatever he looks at is me and me alone. Such a person, the great soul, is rare indeed. The persons whose wisdom is encaptured by the desire of worldly pleasure are encouraged by their basic attributes. Such people follow principles and worship various gods and goddesses. The devotee who wants to worship a particular god to achieve his objective, I ensure that such a person becomes stable in his devotion towards that particular god. Thereafter, such a person worships his particular god with full devotion, and I ensure that according to the rules set forth by me, the same god grants the said devotee his desired objective. But the fruit of aforesaid person or such a person is perishable. Such persons who worship demigods assume their form after death. However, my devotees, whichever way they worship me, ultimately come to me and assume my imperishable form. The people who lack wisdom cannot realize my imperishable nature, which is beyond the human mind and senses. Foolishly, they consider me, the Almighty, to be like any other human being. Hidden amidst my Yog Maya, I am not visible to everyone. Therefore, the ignorant people, without realizing that I am immortal and birthless, consider me to be one who is born and who dies like any other ordinary human being. Arjun, whoever has lived and whatever has happened in the past, I know it all. I also know about the present and the future. But anyone who does not worship me and is not a true devotee does not understand me. Arjun, born out of desire and envy, people get pleasure or pain. These unintelligent people are enamored and they are ignorant. They are bound to remain foolish. But the performer of one's duty without desire of the results of his action and who is free from sins, my true devotee who worships me in all possible ways, he is the one who does so. Whoever dedicates himself to me makes efforts for salvation of their soul are the people who fully understand the metaphysics and significance of duty. Thus, the persons who consider me as the soul of all beings, who are able to see my manifestations and who always remember me even at the time of their death, in fact, understand me well. In the end, they merge with me. This is how Lord Krishna explains the entire system, the entire creation of the cosmos.